Okay, so let's gonna continue. So what happens if you wanna sort? Remember that we did the previous get child, for example, the path. You can set a specific path, user, right? And then type here sort object. And then here specify the property that you want. Creation time. Press tab and it's gonna correct that. You need to be uppercase something. See that? It's gonna be sort. Okay. So what happened if you wanna open some files? So what I have in this folder. Sorry, let me see what I have in this folder. Okay, for example, like I have a file from yesterday, my log.txt. Okay. What happened if you wanna open the file? You're gonna use get content. Get content. Okay, the path of the file that you wanna open. For example, in my case, it's gonna be /my log.txt. Okay, for example. Okay, so it's gonna run here. Okay, when you use that, see that? I get the content. Get content. Okay, I open the files, get the content of the file. Okay, so what happened? You can it's gonna modify this output, add more things. Okay, first of all, remember, get content allow you to open the content, see the content of the file. It's gonna sort object. Okay, and let's gonna redirect this sort to another file, for example, but sorting that. Okay. Let's gonna use the out file. Okay, and tell the file path. Oops. Omar sorted .txt. Okay, and let's gonna run that. So now, if we see get content minus path of this guy, let me comment out this one. And it's gonna run. See that? Okay, so the get content help you to to open the content of a file, and then you can modify the output according of your need, and then you can redirect with the output file to another file. Okay, so we're gonna do a example to read the file. Hold on a second. Okay, so what I did is create a file, a simple file, countries.txt. So if you use get content and this path, remember what does the get content? Open, well, open, you're gonna see the content of the file, right? So let's gonna run that. This is the data that exists in my file. Okay. Let me add some data in the file. Okay, let me add some data. For example, so I'm gonna assign just some data there. Okay, let me save. And let me test if I see the data. Okay. Okay, I see the data. So now, what we're gonna do is now save the content of the result of get content to a variable countries. Okay. So now you can use, for example, so you can use countries that count, for example, it's gonna tell me 7. Or you can use countries length. Guess it's gonna be the same thing in this case. Yeah. Count, remember there is a method that allows you to count the number of rows. Okay, in this case, length is gonna be the same thing, count on length. But the point here is that you have data there. So what happens if you type something like this? Oh, surprise. List, right? Well, let's call arrays. Ta-da. We have the data in an array, a list. Nice, right? Okay, so we can do something nice here. Okay, ready? Let's gonna accumulate the total, for example. Total. Gonna define at the beginning 0. And now let's gonna combine the for loop here. Okay. So syntax for loop. I equals 0. Semicolon, colon, semicolon, right? Okay. Then I less than equal or less than. Okay. This is Java or Python. Okay. In PowerShell, what we use? Minus LT. Okay. So we're going to scan the whole file line by line, right? So we need to go from line 0 because the first line is, as you see, it's going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, less than the length of the file. So how many lines have? If it have 7 lines, we would have to go less than 7, right? Because the first line is index 0, right? So we're going to do here countries that length. Okay, I less than countries than length. Okay, so we're going to start at 0, less than 7 in this case. 0, 7, because as you see, we have index 0 Peru, 2 USA, 4 Chile, and so on. Okay, until index 6, because we have 7 elements, 7 lines. The first line is index 0. Okay, and we're going to increment by 1. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to do in the for loop. Okay. remember the split? Okay. Remember the split, right? Okay, we can use the split here as well. Okay, remember when I add the file have Peru space 100, USA space 99, Mexico space 100, right? Space. So the split is gonna help us to split that with which special character? Space, right? Where's the file here? See the file. Space, 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 space. Okay? So we can use that for the split, the space. So now we are in the index 0, the first row. So we can create a, how can I guess I call in Python tokens, right? It's gonna do the same thing. Tokens. I don't know, it's gonna be a reserved word token, for example. Equal what? Okay. Countries. Okay. The first line is gonna be 0, right? But we're gonna take advantage for the index. So it's gonna be $I, right? Because we're gonna start I at 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? Okay, so we're gonna capture the line, and now split by what? Just a white space. Okay, let's gonna see if that works. Right, host token 0, right? Let me print all the token zeros. What happened? Huh, this has to be dollar plus plus, sorry, syntax error. Nice. So if I display 1, I'm gonna display all the points. Perfect. Right? Token 0, every time that you run, I'm gonna have the countries. And token 1 is gonna have the second column that is gonna be the points. Perfect. What happens if you wanna compute the totals? What happens if you wanna compute the totals? Okay, easy, right? So for example, let me separate now that. Okay, let me do that easier. What happens if we have a variable points equal? Okay, remember the data that we are reading here is a string, right? We need to parse int, right? Okay, dollar what? We have everything in tokens, right? Okay, and here is the index 1 that we like. Remember that I show index 0 countries. Index 1 is gonna display the points. Okay, that I'm gonna do is grab everything that we have in tokens. 1, that is gonna be 100 the first time, second time 98, third time 100, 99, and so on, and save that in points. Okay, and then you can accumulate the points total equal total plus point. Correct? And by doing so, we're gonna add 198, 199, 80, 98, and 100. Okay, it's the same thing that we did in Python. Here, well, a little different. The syntax is different, right? Then what happened? You can add the total to your file. Let me show you how to do that. Add content. Okay, minus path. Okay, I'm gonna add to this path. What is the name? Countries, right? Okay, what you wanna add? Value, your variable, total. Also, you can add the column total, right? So you can add value, total, the word total, the variable, like this. So we're gonna add a new column, a new line that is gonna have the word total and the accumulated points that we have in total. Okay, let's gonna see if that works. I'm sorry. Hey, let me get that. Let me here get content minus path. Countries, right? Oh, I ran twice. See that? What happened here? Let me clear the file. Okay. Okay, this is the file. Let me run that. The total is there. So we can add to the next line as well, right?